Yeah, I favor the Galil over the FAMAS as well. It's cheaper as well, so it has a lot more usage than a FAMAS would do. If you're a CT side and you can sort of just buy a FAMAS and armor, usually instead you drop down to the MP9 and then get the extra utility. For Copenhagen, on your T side, Galil armor is a very viable buy. You have that heavy impact, and for YoungNinjas now, finding themselves at a disadvantage on the full eco against Copenhagen Flames, who are looking to build that bit of cash.
A CZ in the hands of BQ, and USPs for all others. Uzi hopes for some lucky shots through the smoke, but none will be delivered. Where's this CZ tucked in, huh? Let me have a look at the menu. Oh, they're on ramp. Interesting. And they might be getting some guests here. Zyphon is poised and having a look. The crossfire should be strong here. Might be good for one.
Something I want to highlight as well is yesterday we knew Roy was the Galil god. Do you know what else we saw? That was Jabby being the one and done master with deagles.
Yes,
if Jabby has a deagle,
he's always good for one.
Someone's dying. Doesn't matter who, but someone's dying. Maybe a second, not usually a second, but someone's losing their life, Harry.
Yeah, it's either victory or murder suicide. There are no zero frag Jabby deagle rounds. At least not against heroic. Up against different Scandinavian zeitgeist here in YoungNinjas. The bomb has been planted over on A. And now what? For the 4 remaining pistol players?
No flash either.
Ascending to heaven as a group. In the arms of the angels of Sweden. Roy sees from the back, BQ, head blown off. And now everyone else simply looks up towards heaven. Kind of stuck here at the moment. Roy's going to try and gatekeep their disengagement, but take some damage. Re-engaging into this would be dangerous, but calls in the backup. You can see that Dignitas is going to be coming in for this swing as well. Let's move together, my brother, and slay the baby pistols. Dignitas does fall down with that FAMAS. And not many of the pistols escape, but one does.
And that one that survives is going to come back with a vengeance with an AWP. Now, Fuzi versus Dignitas, this for me is going to be the main highlight of this entire series. This duel of AWPers, this clash of fates, is going to really dictate not only the tempo, but also just how one side of the scoreline is going to turn out to be. Because the second you lose your AWPer, outside control becomes considerably more difficult.
Fuzi aggressive here. Tries to punish a breaking of Squeaky Door. I'm afraid Squeaky Door will go unavenged for now. A modern tragedy.
Smoke deployed outside. So fairly aggressive smokes, actually, which allow a fight to garage if they want to. Instead, Roy, though, goes through mini. Oh. Good for the first. And he just outmaneuvers YoungNinjas here.
Fuzi's desperate for a fight here. Keeps the rotation from the back of ramp up to heaven. And now...
Look where the bomb's been left.
Oh, yeah, that bomb is well back. But Fuzi kept their interest due to the jumping. A lot of noise made, ZTR. Tries to gather a touch more info, but no one willing to show themselves at this juncture, and Fuzi's already called it. All right, boys, I've got my shot in this round. This ammo's expensive.
Well, it's 5.56. It's not too expensive. in fact, it really isn't. It's what, like 20 cents a round? If that.
Man, we're making casting money.
Yeah, I suppose that's pretty expensive in comparison now you mention it. Like, being able to even hold an M4 for us is probably the closest we're ever going to get. maybe look at a picture, an artist's like representation.
You don't get to print it out though, that ink.
No, that's also way expensive. What's it with me having a printer?
That's true. JPEGs only. LNZ bombarded here by the HE's. Fuzi takes the shot for LNZ here. On the peel, the flash is being expended. Fuzi will be tested. Misses the shot, but ZTR does not. Copenhagen Flames are punished for their hunt, but YoungNinjas still lose out on the round.
I mean, look at the money of Copenhagen Flames. They don't care. They've just got enough money to not care. For the YoungNinjas, credit where credit is due. Being able to keep all 3 players left alive there really helps their buy this round. It goes from what would be 2 players who just won't have any impact to a solid investment. And this is just another buy for them. Yes, there's lackluster utility and a single, maybe 2 Molotovs as one's already been deployed. It's going to be tough for a retake, sure, but if you can stop Copenhagen Flames from even getting to the site, I mean, you've already done it.
Ooh. Not the ideal parkour from Dignitas. Needs a couple more laps around the agility course. Uzi here, playing from lockers, has a long sight line over the crossing to secret.
Really slow default from Copenhagen Flames there. Like, the Flames have really gone quiet comparative to what's been their first 5 rounds, where it's been Roy sort of running and killing, and, well, if it moves, it dies, and if it dies, he moves on. In this case, a bit of a stagnation. Boozy deploys that early molly to secret, trying to deter any presence from Copenhagen Flames. Oh, he just maneuvers through it. That's the bomb, though, ZTR just took down. That's a lot of info to gather.
ZTR, though, trying to disengage, grab some reinforcements. Roy says absolutely not. He has been lights out this series. Look at that M4 in his hand. He grabbed that, I believe, in round number 2, and it's still going, baby.
Oh, Zypher, this duel is going to be so important.
BQ, noted, executed. Now it's down to Rolf playing from behind the generator, but all that's being generated here is pain and suffering. Roy going for the plant. Out goes the HE. It's onto the default spot, and so Roy takes a touch of damage from it. But once again, Fuzi's going to be tempted to save here.
I would like to see YoungNinjas save, actually. They just don't have momentum. They don't have anything to work with for this retake, and we said, yeah, the utility they have isn't enough for a retake. Unfortunately, they weren't able to hold sights otherwise, so Fuzi all back once again off the CT. Nikados revealed and killed will all but betray the intentions of YoungNinjas. Question for Copenhagen Flames is, do you hunt again? Roy, do you think so?
Oh, this is Fuzi's first AWP kill as well. They've just been denied so many of these fights. That's a huge flash. Fuzi takes a shot, moves off the angle as best they can. Counter flash is given, and Fuzi hits another one into Roy's chest. That M4 ain't yours to keep, bruv. That's from our armory. And Copenhagen Flames, well, they will hit 5. Fuzi's starting to heat up. All he needs to do now is find a fight before the bomb gets planted.
Easy, right? On paper, it sounds pretty easy,
yeah.
But unfortunately,
coming from my mouth, those are easy words.
yeah. Fuzi, credit's due to him. Like, he has landed shots when he's been fighting people, but a lot of these rounds of Fuzi have been either rotating, saving, or just being caught between positions. He's not actually been able to take a gunfight with the SORP yet. Well, I reckon once he does, or once he does start warming up, he will be pretty scary. But what Copenhagen Flames are doing now, and showing no respect to YoungNinjas, they're really gaining some momentum, and they're putting rounds on the board before YoungNinjas can get comfortable.
The nest of Deagles stands ready for the Copenhagen Flames push. They're betting heavily here on A, Kremer. B basically abandoned with the exception of LNZ, who's gatekeeping on the ramp. BQ, what can they do with fatigue? Not much in this case. And Rolf starts to make a little bit of a land grab through hut, but might be out-rotated here. Jabbing, covering. For Nikados, who looks over towards ramp, expecting that maybe Fuzi would make an aggressive peek from there, but Fuzi still concerned with outside control. No utility has been placed down there yet. And Copenhagen Flames to get their frag. I mean, full silent again. They're toying with the minds of the YoungNinjas. Rolf will have to disengage through that molly. Plenty done. I think they might have engaged into a fresh molly. No, that's behind the other vent. And now they're going to meet one of the only rifles that's available in LNZ. A touch of damage, maybe. Then drops away. Calls for reinforcements. Zyphon keeps lurking. Fuzi finds the fight they've been desperate for. And they go well on it. LNZ's only good for 1. With the M4, but in the end, it may not matter. A plant within the smoke, Roy.
Ooh.
Will take down Fuzi, but the spray's not ideal. Rolf manages to deal with that fairly easily and then picks up their fallen comrades. AWP, don't worry, mate, I'll put this to good use. 1 versus 2 for Nikados. No scope by Rolf as the door will close both on Nikados and on this round. YoungNinjas get themselves a second.
Well, what a round that was from Rolf there. And, I mean, for YoungNinjas, timing does kind of save them there. Roy whiffs pretty hard on the second player. He is going to be punished. However, when those final 2 players came through and Copenhagen Flames were forcing gunfights, They just weren't looking at the second player, which is something that was easily able to be abused. My worry, though, Harry, is how frequently could YoungNinjas catch the Flames off guard like that? Something to highlight as well is Fuzi, before this game, he mentioned how right now this YoungNinjas side has no practice. At least with BQ.
Yeah, it is fairly fresh on the ground, Kramer. Fairly fresh. Fuzi doesn't get too much action here, but BQ, the new boy, takes down Roy, who, in the first 6 rounds, really was a force to be reckoned with.
For now, Dignitas hoping someone challenges them almost. But instead, YoungNinjas seem content with a 4-on-4 here. They're fairly close to both Hut and Ramp here, looking for maybe a lobby crunch, but it's been read by Jabby. He's in such a passive angle now, he's just going to allow them to walk into his crosshair. Timing doesn't favour him. I mean, kind of. He sees the attempt at it. Does he expect LNZ to be pushing straight behind him, though?
Has to back off for the moment. But then doubles on down. LNZ is the one who hits the killing blow, and Copenhagen Flames no longer have a commandeering position. As Fuzi can easily move between zones of combat. Oh, that was not the smoke they wanted. Oh, yikes. Now Fuzi out of a fight for the foreseeable few seconds. But the bomb itself, it's moving over to A. Cypher's going to be responsible for the plant here. The cover is going to come from Dignitas with the AWP.
That's a bold read from Copenhagen Flames, actually, to back off and head back to A, despite the fact you already had control of control. Dignitas, realizing that Heaven is going to be the main crux of the attack for YoungNinjas, sits laying in wait.
Who will be first to test this? It's for a flash to work with. There is, but it won't find Dignitas' eyes. It's one after the other. Easy shot after easy shot, but Fuzi is the final boss. Yes, time may make a fool of him here, but Fuzi's no fool. Fuzi is the Titan. Only Hooksy remains, and they managed to find a distracted Fuzi. That will be another round for Copenhagen Flames as the odds from our partners at Pinnacle continue to exacerbate.
You guys, if you think that YoungNinjas are going to be making a comeback, now would be a pretty good time to bet on that. So you can head over to pinnacle.com/welcome, where if you sign up with code CUP22, that'll let them know that we're the ones who sent you. You like seeing Pinnacle Cups? I like seeing Pinnacle Cups. We can have more if you sign up and you give them reason to keep running them. Copenhagen Flames. Now, their last couple of rounds have been a little bit costly for them, so their money isn't as healthy as it once looks, but they've still got a few buys in them. ZTR takes a lot of util damage. Backs off, but it's Fuzi to draw first blood.
And Fuzi's on a mad one. 8 and 4 in 8 rounds, where 6 of them have been lost.
Yeah, he has some serious impact once he's feeling it. Unfortunately for YoungNinjas, though, is while Fuzi is nuts with the AWP, the issue is, if he just doesn't have an AWP for most of the rounds, if they keep hunting him, if they keep punishing him every time he peeks just a little bit too far, then those rounds where YoungNinjas look immortal, they're just going to be more and more infrequent.
When we think about that, Fuzi has been, at least in 2 of these rounds, forced into a save, right? It really affects how YoungNinjas play these late rounds.
Yep.
Less likely to clutch for another team simply because they are too concerned about keeping their main power source of this AWP in the hands of Fuzi. Speaking of the power source, it's about to come online. Oh, the AWP barrel's been spotted. The jump shot unable to connect.
Oh, what a flash that was.
And Fuzi's just forced out of there. LNZ is going to be on the cover to make sure there's room to re-engage or at least reposition for Fuzi. But a wrap back over towards A. ZTR finds Hooksy, and BQ, the new boy, good for 1 as Rolf adds to the kill count. In a flash, Kremer. It all went wrong for the side of Copenhagen Flames. YoungNinjas start winning the rifle duels.
That's where they start stringing it together, Harry. If we don't start seeing Copenhagen Flames go blow to blow with them, there's actually a world here where YoungNinjas just win this. And or at least this half. Because they are starting to warm up a bit. They are, while their money isn't great, they are still able to at least pose rifles, and they'll be able to pose rifles next round as well. Copenhagen Flames, they call for a timeout here. I quite like the usage of timeouts because you're doing so when your opponents just won a round, you're about to be reset, you know that they're not fully confident yet, so you just make them doubt themselves a little bit. You call the timeout, you calm down. My question now is going to be, what sort of strategy do Copenhagen Flames run? Personally, I'm feeling a rush, Harry. I'm feeling something quick, something violent, and something quick. I said quick twice because that's how quick it needs to be.
Lightning McQueen, baby.
Ka-chow.
I am speed. Ka-chow, we're going into A.
I rewatched Cars recently, and...
Can I ask why?
Because it's one of the greatest series ever made.
I mean, true, it's a cinematic masterpiece.
It is. I mean, do I need to say much more?
I like how they made the Porsche girl pretty.
Just because that's Porsche pretty.
That's one attractive car.
Yeah, and because Porsche pretty, and it's deep questioning metaphors like that, which is what makes Cars a absolute just gem.
Is Hudson Hornet an anti-hero?
Oh man.
What is the Porsche's name?
Sally.
Sally, yeah.
I was really worried. I've got that name wrong for a moment. Having rewatched it literally yesterday.
Literally yesterday? You said recently. You've revealed yourself now,
yeah.
mate.
I mean, yesterday's recent.
Chroma's life is wild. Chroma sent me some pictures earlier of some targets he got at the shooting range. Speaking of targets, ZTR with the double punished by Dignitas, but it does not make anything feel better. Fuzi, don't need no eyes. I can smell Dignitas' anger. A Famus at range. It softens him up, and then Fuzi comes in with a finish. Fuzi's starting to feel omnipotent here.
Yeah, I mean, killing a low HP player with an AWP is kind of overkill, isn't it?
Really is. Really is. And while we have ourselves a moment, Kramer,
yes.
I want to talk about the wild fluctuations of your life.
Oh, boy.
Which is, you sent me some targets which look like pretty good shooting.
I was really
there's
proud of those.
There's some solid grouping in the middle of all of these targets. You've been to the shooting range. You've proven yourself to be a deadly warrior who then goes home and watches Cars.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything more masculine.
Okay,
really
proven my capacity to kill, to maim, and to tear.
Yeah.
Time to watch my favorite piece of cinema.
Yeah,
Cars.
and I did that with a Brandon CS. I did it with a CZ. With a CZ gun, not a CZ 75.
I was about to say that's very precise for a CZ 75.
Yeah. It was a CZ 455, which is a bolt action equivalent.
Oh wow, CZ do make some good hardware. But Kramer, do you know who else makes some really good hardware?
They'd have to be pretty good to compete with CZ.
Well, it'd be our partners over at MSI, so you bet that they can. When it comes to peripherals and hardware for your PC and monitors, MSI have everything you need. If you want 360 Hz so that you have the smoothest of motions and the quickest of reactions, consider MSI.
I wouldn't even say consider MSI. Just go for MSI.
Yeah,
you don't need to consider
I got an MSR motherboard in my PC. It served me quite well.
So do I. I've gone through, for my entire life gaming, I've only needed 2 MSI motherboards. They've lasted me my entire gaming career. So,
would the second one be because you were upgrading the platform of your PC?
Exactly. The second one was because I got a 3080 and it just didn't fit on the other one. But like the longevity of their hardware.
Motherboards have got very big over the last 10 years.
It's not the motherboard; it's the graphics card. So you know when 3080s first came out and they were really rare, and you had to go on like a waiting list to get one. I got
Spanish Amazon, baby. That's how I got mine.
One really, really early, and I was really happy with it. It arrived, the entire thing was bent because they had it in a showcase PC without a mounting arm, and because it's so heavy, the entire metal plating had curved. It looked like a semicircle.
MSI make 3080s as well.
I should have got an MSI 3080 because then it wouldn't have been.
You really should have. You wouldn't have been let down. Yeah. But you know what, Kramer?
So heartbroken.
When you're shopping online for something like an MSI 3080, you can use our partners over at AstroPay.
Another partner?
Securely and privately. Oh, baby, the partners are on a roll today, getting some value out of his tech pawsy as we are.
Like, you can tell we haven't taken time out, can't you?
It's one of those days, baby.
AstroPay are pretty cool as well. All of our partners are pretty cool. Pinnacle have done a good job at getting partners because they're all awesome. We've not had a partner yet. We've gone. We have to lie.
Pinnacle's playing CSGO Partner Manager 2022.
I'm surprised Copenhagen Flames actually dropped down to a full eco here. I would have much rather seen something a bit quick. Instead, a couple of pistols, the odd P250. I mean, it's gonna be a tough round for them. For YoungNinjas, this is gonna be a 5th, unless something really goes wrong.
Oh, you never know. At P250. Surely should be easy prey for ZTR. Fuzi playing with supportive player for now. Attaboy! Watch that head pop on up. Just a black dot on the screen so far away. ZTR easily adjusts onto it. You know what? They could be on for the ace here. Everyone else back off. This one's mine.
No, honestly, he's got
Your
bigger
dreams
plans.
of planting. No way, mate. I love how LNZ kind of let them run for a little bit. Give them hope.
Yeah.
Because only then, when you crush them, is it much more brutal.
Would you like to hear something interesting? Which is,
Yes.
YoungNinjas have the most dependency on a CT side that I've ever seen. This is 65% of their win rate is from CT side. That's a huge dependency. I think the last time I saw something that one-sided was like on old Nuke, maybe on Train, but that is really, really surprising. For Copenhagen Flames, don't get me wrong, it's still a dependency, about 60-40, but it's not as one-sided. And because it is a dependency, having 6 rounds on your C side is grand.
It's pretty good. Oh, hello. We've got the mobile camera coming through from YoungNinjas.
Yeah.
All right, we're back to 16-9, boys. I think mobiles are also 16-9. They're just in the other orientation. 9x16, I suppose you could call it, if you are just about that.
I suppose you just if you turn your mobile on the side, does it count? Does it like auto adjust?
True, but will it broadcast in the correct aspect or in the correct orientation?
What I want these players to do, and if any of them watch the VOD, I will love you forever. If you get your camera and you change the orientation, like you put it sideways for a few rounds,
Just put yourself upside down.
I know for a fact, Gefilte Fish, our producer, he has to edit it every single time, and you're going to make his life a nightmare. So
you are asking for difficulties for a producer, Kremer. This is how I know you are a Zoomer caster. You never anger the producer.
It would be funny, though. Have you considered that?
Have you considered it might be a laugh? Filter is gonna get you fired.
Our producer just came on and said, now I know he said it wouldn't be funny, but I'm gonna hear that as it would be funny, like selectively.
Can you tell that this guy is like 20 years old? There's banter in it, bruv.
It's banter in it. Please don't hurt me.
You humongous word I cannot say.
That's. I'm proud of you, Harry. Meeting all our guidelines today.
Oh yeah, the partners are getting the money's worth. We're still here with a technical pause. So Kremer, do you think Sally effectively utilized girl power when she built a hotel out of a traffic cone?
I mean, yes, but I have a bit of a gripe with Sally, which is you know when
Give me the essay.
You tell them I'm planning this out. What's the name of in Cars 3? What's the name of the Italian car? Francesco something.
I have not watched Cars 3. I haven't even watched Cars 2.
Oh, it's Francesco something. What is it?
Are you going to the Cars wiki?
Oh, it's Francesco Bel. Francesco Belloni. Anyway, so Sally is like, she says to Lightning McQueen, "You're the best car. You know, I could never want a car different to you. You are for me the perfect car." Francesco comes along, and in front of Lightning, she's going, "Oh, his open wheels, his huge spoiler, and stuff like that." And then the girl from the gas station, and the lowrider, what are their names? I can't remember.
Are you
But
asking me
they're like-
more Cars 3
they're-
trivia, a
they're
movie I
enc-
have not seen?
They're encouraging it. Bad morals are being instilled in kids, and it's because of this fragile Italian car who comes along and he's with his open wheels, this big spoiler.
Did Sally get yassified in Cars 3?
Kind of a little bit. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, how recently have you watched Cars 3?
Gosh,
And
a while
furthermore, did
while
you
ago
watch
for Cars 3.
Planes?
I haven't seen Planes. Here's the thing. I don't know cars very well. I know planes very well. And in the same way I like guns, I like planes. And so if I was to ever watch this, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, it would upset me too much. It's like making a farmer watch like a Pixar animation about tractors, and they just get it all wrong. Like, I just wouldn't put them through it.
Oh man. This is certainly going to be an interesting take boss. Have you watched the new Batman? Actually, that's probably a little bit too spoilerific.
Well, I thought it was terrible. So,
ooh, contentious opinions from
yeah,
Kramer.
I don't know how I can explain it's terrible without giving too much away.
Did you like the Ben Affleck iteration of Batman?
Something I did like about the new Batman is the casting of what's the name of the guy who plays as Gollum?
His Gollum?
Yeah.
You mean Alfred?
No, it's the same actor who played as Gollum. What was his name?
Andy Serkis?
Andy Serkis. I really liked him as Alfred. I think that was a really good casting.
Oh, I've not seen the new Batman yet.
It was very. There were parts that were very good. There were parts that were very bad.
Okay, I'm sorry to all of you in the chat, by the way, who don't care about movies, but we're about
we're
11 rounds into this, and
we're running out of film content.
To be fair, let's talk about how Alfred has had a very over the last 3 iterations of Batman. Like, the pedigree of playing Alfred is actually really high.
Yeah,
Michael Caine, Jeremy Irons, and Andy Serkis, who I'm pretty sure are all Oscar winners.
I rate Michael Caine as the best Alfred. That was a tough show to beat.
I mean, the Michael Caine cry, mwah, bellissimo.
Yeah, exactly. And also, every time I hear if I was quote Alfred, everyone automatically goes to the Michael Caine voice. It's just good, and I can't help but think that this most recent one, it tried a bit too hard to take after the Joker instead of the Dark Knight, and for me, Dark Knight was just better than Joker categorically, and so
What, you mean the individual Joker movie?
Yeah.
See, I found the individual Joker movie to be one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever watched, but I also liked it.
Why do you not like it? Well, why do you find it uncomfortable, sorry?
Because it's very realistic in its depictions of how not only mental illness is kind of experienced, but also how other people perceive it.
Yeah, that's true. So also,
especially in the time period where there wasn't as much sensitivity, it was very interesting.
Yeah, that's very true. It also had a really good soundtrack.
On
a lighter note, it had a really good soundtrack.
You know what I've been watching recently, Kramer?
What's that?
I've been watching Ken Burns' Vietnam War documentary.
Ooh.
So I've heard about how the M16 is a piece of dog poo when it comes to jamming.
Yes. Well, also,
would you like to expound upon that?
So when
yeah, Phil's just yeah, he's got some opinions about this.
Just came on and went, oh boy, would he? So Americans, and this is a trap the English fell into as well, so, people in glass houses, but Americans, they have a significant problem when it comes to building guns, which is they build a gun for America. You're on a ranch in Texas, the M16 is amazing. It's awesome gun. The issue is, you built it for a ranch in Texas, not for a jungle. And the issue with an M16 as well, yes, 5.56 is good, but you need to remember there were huge logistic issues when in Vietnam. Like, you had such a huge force there. Somehow you had logistic issues. And what it meant is that of course, Viet Cong, they used AK, like standard AKs, which are in 7.62 or 5.45, right? Completely different caliber, completely different weapons platform. So there was no chance to wield your opponent's guns. It meant you were solely dependent on your American supply line. At the time as well, the English as well, who sort of helped a little bit, the Aussies and the Koreans who came in to help, all of them used different guns. And so you had to rely on like this first variant M16, which had a small mag that used to fall out. It was I think 10-round mag, if I say correctly. If I recall correctly, it's been a while since I've looked at an M16. And because it was only a 10-round mag, you couldn't really use it as you just couldn't use it full auto. And when you're trying to clear a bush, that's, a good 100 meters away, you don't want precision accuracy. You want to just get bullets in that direction. And so it just wasn't made for the purpose of what it was made for.
Ah. Do you, has there ever been an M16? Oh, hello, is it over? Is it
it's
over? Are we saved?
It's over! We're saved!
Oh, man.
Man.
I was about to give you some very contentious opinions.
Oh, God, let's hear it before the round starts.
I was actually just, flying.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Was that the contentious opinion that you were a liar?
Yes.
Oh. Copenhagen Flames. Finally with a full buy. Nikon also without an AWP, though, means that the firepower isn't quite there, but this wonderful boost there. Jammy caught out. That's a man advantage.
Oh, Fuzi, though, equally caught with the AWP in hand and a knife as well. CTR ducks down into the vent for safety. This is my safe space, Grimmer.
What, a ventilation duct?
Yes, talking about cars.
Yeah, fair enough. I can see that being a safe place.
Me in a ventilation ducts with like a portable DVD player and a Top Gear box set.
Oh, man. I couldn't be happier.
That's every 27-year-old British man's dream.
That's every kind of post-adolescent British man's dream, really. For every British man's dream. So we won't even cap it at age. It's Young Ninjas. Once again, having actually completely abandoned ramp here, it means that their hold on B is a little bit more loose. ZTR is over by control, but he's very alone here. LNZ is going to have to try and help from under heaven, but he's at an angle that's kind of expected to be pushed. ZTR's in a one and done now.
Oh, Zyphon couldn't take any bullets, but that doesn't matter. They're only giving out one, and ZTR, you are a winner. The bomb has been planted over on B. Young Ninjas still do have a lot of control over where the AWP was dropped, which is just outside of Hut, so that could be saved later, but they want to fight for it. LNZ takes out Roy to begin with. Zyphon's already noted as being lone, so they're playing in the crossfire here. Turns away. That's another for Zyphon. They've got 2 headshots off the back of 18 HP. What a Chad. 2 versus 1 now. Playing on the site. Moliere are into control. Nikadol's going to be forced to run away. However, from the top, Hooksy gets himself as a messy spray that makes a mess of LNZ.
Hell of a round from Copenhagen Flames there. And for Young Ninjas, they're left now in a bit of a dicey position. Yes, they can buy, but you lose this, and the final breaths of the half go in favor of Copenhagen Flames. While he doesn't have as many kills as, say, the rest of his team, I really like the first bullet accuracy Zyphon's showing. His entries have been incredible this game, and when Roy isn't doing it, Zyphon is. For Young Ninjas, this AWP on Fuzi, maybe the one man to stop Zyphon. As he sits it outside, he'll hear the aggression. The question is, can he stop it?
I mean, Zyphon needed to pick that up, right? With Jabby being the first to fall. Usually he would be your entry. But Zyphon converting well from a usual lurking position. CTR sets up their smoke here, but they are spotted as they do so. Luckily for them, none of the bullets will connect. A brief exchange of fire and a touch of pain for both Roy and ZTR. And now rushed on down. Roy has the speed on their side. The Viking raid for longboats have been sent, and the monastery has been penetrated.
Jabby now, even lurking to make sure these rifles don't get saved. Rolf, bit preemptive from Jabby there. He does jump the gun. Rolf punishes it, but that shouldn't be happening, really. Right, for now, we have what'll be another save from YoungNinjas. This time split between TNCT Spawn. What it means as well is that you have a little bit more luxury when it comes to weapons saved. You're not going to have to worry about both. Instead, even if your players in CT die, you've still got 2 more rifles to take into the next round, and it's quite a heavy save. 4 players, ZTR, he's able to invest as well next round regardless, so there's still going to be a battle in this penultimate round for Copenhagen Flames, but Copenhagen Flames, with 8 already affirmed a victory in a map where both teams have a huge dependency on their CT side, it makes me think that for the members of Copenhagen Flames, this is where they really look to up the antics and up the paces a bit. That being said, Copenhagen Flames is going to be a very fast place to ramp. Now we see these fast rounds. Fuzi caught out by the utility of Roy there. As Jabby delves down ramp. He's going to hear LNZ making a little bit of noise here. Jabby first of all, Zyphon there to trade. 4 versus 3, and what was a very, very fast-paced round. High octane, high damage, and high violence from Copenhagen Flames to bring YoungNinjas to a retake. Zyphon takes a bit of util damage. Takes a lot of util damage, actually, falling to a mere 40 HP. Luckily, though, he's in a position where the util is going to ease the members of Copenhagen Flames through this retake. Not even having to see any YoungNinjas players, as they'll just get out of there, save the weapons, or once again have something to use in the next round. ZTR saving that up for Fuzi. Means the firepower's still going to be there. But it may not be enough. Copenhagen Flames. You can catch out ZTR. That's the AWPer as well. That's big problems now for YoungNinjas. Rolf good for another. BQ able to double down, but it doesn't matter what the rifles do. You've lost that up. You've lost that firepower. You look at the odds from our partners at Pinnacle at 7.7 to 1. Now, usually when we see these odds, they are series odds, not map odds. And so I imagine they're not even more one-sided, purely because of the fact that it's a map which has, of course, been picked by the Flames. Welcome back, Harry. Will do. BQ. Wary on outside. Already having drawn blood against Copenhagen Flames. Now he's got a taste for it. Let's see what he can do. Pushing through. From Squeaky. Zyphon. Has to be a little bit careful. As the push comes once again through to Secret. That being led, of course, by Roy. Someone who's been pretty good on the entries thus far. Trying to garner a bit of control. LNZ aggressing. Maybe even punish that. While Zyphon makes a bit of noise over to Squeaky. Trying to burst out, trying to catch out the odd player where he can. It's a bit of an unorthodox angle held by Rolf here, so clearing it for Zyphon may prove to be a bit of a heartache. Does he spot Rolf? No, he doesn't. Eventually he does, but he doesn't react in time. Rolf gives the advantage further in favour of YoungNinjas. The flash doesn't work, but it doesn't matter when you have aim. Hooksy able to shut down the first. Nikados left in a 1 versus 3. He sees Rolf on the high ground, peeks out to Rolf. It's a missed shot. Goes for a second. The fact he's able to go for a second is insane. Able to land the second shot. Sees the player and vents. LNZ though. Gun up the arse. And YoungNinjas, I'll pass through their half. 6 rounds, it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely something to wield. Copenhagen Flames sit atop a 9-6 throne. The YoungNinjas moving to their T side. Smoke, flash, and nade in the hands of ZTR. Over to the Flames. Armor on most of their players. I mean, the reality is a 5-man armor buy on the CT side of Nuke certainly isn't out of the realm of possibility. Nuke picks up a smoke and double flash just to make their lives that bit easier for YoungNinjas. Early smoke deployed. Trying to maybe even sell the fake of a vent dive here. The Copenhagen Flames aren't biting. Ready for the hut swing. Spotted out. Hooksy tries to shut out the first player. Unable to do so. It's off to heaven now. The players from Mini having their crack at crack at aggression here. Jabby, good for another. That bomb will go down. Players in vents now for YoungNinjas, really looking to maybe isolate these players. Double flash gets them out. LNZ completely blinded eventually, while Messi caught out by Roy and Nikados, both of which double down. ZTR, no armor to play with in a 1v4 where the bomb isn't even planted for him. Reveals his position, but in the same breath realizes this may be a fruitless endeavor to try and kill some players. Jabby finishes the job. Copenhagen Flames, they move ahead. They go 10-6 up as YoungNinjas now set and reeling. Luckily, with the easement of a bomb plant, may just drop to a couple of pistols, maybe the odd bit of armor. Get the round over and done with before they move to their full buy.
Hey, bud.
Welcome back, Harry.
Yeah, my audio interface crashed, but luckily the restart of my PC was incredibly quick thanks to my MSI Tomahawk motherboard. Thanks, MSI. What an excellent partners they are.
That was smooth.
My GoXLR less excellent partner right now, though. Like day and tech failures, name a more iconic duo. That's another one off the bingo card. Anyway. Oh, as we swap the halves over. It's around 17 right here. We are seeing a force here from YoungNinjas.
Roy sat behind blue. Wave the speak from LNZ. Can't quite damage him yet. And for YoungNinjas, considering this is a buy with very little utility, they are being extremely passive. Very slow outside control here. ZTR has a smoke, as does Rolf. Question is, will we see it expended to Garage, where Nikados lays in wait, M4 in hand, wants one of these players to peek into him. ZTR drops down. Timing does not favor him. Nikados good for one. Nikados doubles down. Roy able to assist is good for the third. Copenhagen Flames find themselves dominating once again.
And now Fuzi, what can they do with just a scout in hand? And do they feel the siren song of a save ringing in their ears? Copenhagen Flames thus far have been mostly flawless. Roy has taken some damage, but not much more than that. And Fuzi, feeling the pressure starting to mount. Nikados takes a shot, backs away. And BQ's actually starting to move on through here. Fuzi gets a finish. BQ with the Galil taking this swing could be preferential up against the MP9. Damage done. However, head armor for both of these players. Uxie might decide to try and gatekeep this bomb. BQ makes some noise as they enter the smoke, but the position of the MP9 is not revealed. Nikados takes out Fuzi in the midst of all of this, but they were softened up anyway. BQ surrounded on all sides with 5 seconds remaining. They won't die after time, which is a little bit of a blessing, but in the end, it's still some broken money for YoungNinjas.
Absolutely is. Also, our partners at Pinnacle, 8.5 to 1. Harry, this is starting to get a little bit worrisome if you're a member on YoungNinjas. 11-6 down. You've got to move to a complete eco, giving Copenhagen Flames even more space between, well, you, them, and their victory. YoungNinjas now. I mean, I'd like to see a fast play. Get the round done with. Move to your full buy. Work from that. Because they were still killing when they had full buys. They were keeping it, at least the rounds, relatively close. Unfortunately for BQ, that kill's only a trade.
Nikados unable to get the weapon out in time, and so the drop down is safe enough. Isolated for the moment, but Jabby's going to be ready for a crossfire. Someone gets up real close to that door and tries to land a surprise shot. A pair of Deeks and a pair of P250s remain.
Rolf has to be real careful here. Peeking above Silo. Able to catch out the player where he can. Unable to do so, though. Being very reserved, actually, from Nikados. And there's the double swing. Nikados and Huxi, they've done it twice now on outside, where they've just been able to dominate YoungNinjas. Huxi, though, kind of overstaying his welcome a bit.
Cheeky. Rolf now gets that Galil. Jabby knows that it's gone, and Nikados has made sure the wielder is gone as well. LNZ from the top might try and play the gap, but no. Goes in for a fair fight with Zyphon, but unfortunately Zyphon isn't interested in fighting fair with this MP9. YoungNinjas get their eco out of the way. Now it's time to go back to the rifles, baby.
That it is. 12-6 scoreline. YoungNinjas, they move into the best buy they can muster, comprising of a couple of AKs. There's no AWP on Fuzi, but minus that AWP on Fuzi, this is actually a pretty good buy. You're against the kind of semi-bonus to Copenhagen Flames, because on the players who have died, they've been able to upgrade. It's only a single MP9 in the mix. That's sort of made up for by the fact that Nikados does still have an AWP to wield here.
However, you know that Fuzi would love to get their hands on this. Going to be public enemy number 1 when it comes to looting that weapon already noted in secret. And ZTR might try and choke some of this space away, but the majority of young ninjas playing around lobby, trying to intimidate A. However, Roy, not intimidated by this display. ZTR taken down. BQ seen on the peak. Jabby was playing up high. And that means Rolf now, from the low, is brought down incredibly low when it comes to hit points. Only 8 remain, Kremer. This is very dangerous territory for young ninjas, who once again might have to feel the save again.
Jabby through the smoke. Trying to do the damage he can. Unable to do so at the moment. Fuzi backs off. I mean, there's a world where young ninjas just save. Another save for young ninjas? I'm kind of and ah about it, but it would make sense.
And a couple of upgrades as well. Oopsie, happy to take that AK. Thanks, mate. Was looking for one of these. Aw, the ninja stickers. Rolf showing some brand loyalty right there.
I really like that AK skin.
It is very cool.
I've got one. In fact, that might be the only thing of value I own.
Oh, what about your 3080, Kramer?
Oh, and my MSI motherboard. That's and my AK Plus support. The only valuable things I own.
Ah, attaboy.
Yeah.
We're giving our partners a little bit of serve. All right.
Yep.
Copenhagen Flames will hit 13 here. Remember, this is their map pick. Mirage will be coming up next. See first and hit first. There's the MSI call out we were talking about with their top tier monitors, including some that go up to 360 hertz. And I know that CSGO, one of the highest FPS games that's available on the market.
What's pretty cool, actually, that's so fast, you see your opponent's neurons kind of spark, so you know their ideas before they do. And so that's the level of speed MSI provides.
You can see the ideas forming in their heads. If you can trace neural pathways and you know the brains of your opponents, if you've done some memory mapping, it's easy clap. Jabby actually recloses Squeaky Door there, hoping that it will prove a indicator of presence when it does get interacted with. I was worried for a second that smoke was going to end up on the gantry.
There was a moment of panic there, wasn't there?
Okay, we'll do that later.
Just we calmed it, but no. Jabby, wary and kind of knowledgeable of the fact that an attack is coming here. Young Ninjas, it's a standard execution. The question is, can Copenhagen Flames stop it?
Fuxi turns away, moves on back the blind, a second one.
My.
But there's no assist, Kramer. That must have been a friendly flash.
That was so messy. Young Ninjas, they decimate Copenhagen Flames there. And I mean, for Copenhagen Flames, that's where it hurts. That's for sure.
Dignitas still keeps the open hand at least. You know, Fuzi desperately wants this. However, the money is not strong enough from Young Ninjas, especially losing ZTR to go for that hunt. LNZ will get the upgrade, I believe, from the Galil to the M4. But I'm pretty sure that was a friendly flash, because there was no flash assist in the kill feed for him. On, I believe it was Hooksy who died up there.
That's true. I mean, I guess what must have happened is Jabby dropped from Hut, underarmed a flash for the Squeaky players, and Hooksy swung out to fight Huts and gets hit by the Squeaky flash. That's a rough time, and well, for Young Ninjas, that's their first T-side round 1. Luckily for the Flames, they do still have enough money to invest. Dignitas is going to have an AWP once again, and that almost kind of rubs it into Fuzi, who is yet to wield an AWP on their T-side.
Squeaky flash is a funny couple words. Makes you think of someone getting done for like indecent exposure while going.
Well, on a late night train out of Swindon. So,
if you hear,
suspicious looking door,
don't turn around. If you look at them, they gain power.
It just emboldens them to do it again.
Bloody sickos, Kramer. Bloody sickos.
I feel like I feel like it would be less of a crime if it was accompanied by like a comedic sound.
If you gave audio cues.
Yeah.
That's just it. That's just in the spirit of fair play there, Kramer.
Yeah, exactly. Then if no one turns then it's their choice. See. Having to hold from Vent here. There's another molly for BQ actually to force him out of position. Luckily that molly ain't deployed yet, and well, Hooksy, he's wary of the fact that there's going to be a hit away here now, especially as his Jabby going to be caught out. Good for two before he is, though.
Goodness.
And that may be enough.
That's strong. Hooksy playing from behind the second vent. Fuzi now all by themselves, almost flawless from the side of Copenhagen Flames. They shut this one down a little bit faster, 7-14, as we head into round 22, Kramer.
14-7. Copenhagen Flames looking to continue a dominating performance thus far. And something to highlight, though, is that the money on the Flames ain't great. Hooksy below 1k. And Dignitas, if he can just about buy it all for next round. YoungNinjas aren't actually too far away from resetting Copenhagen Flames. They just need 1 or 2 rounds to look convincing. The Fuzi, this being the round he brings out the AWP, convincing it very well could be.
Well, if you need a rescue, this is the time to do it. Fuzi starts off strong here. Does have that minimal utility because of the AWP investment. And this one's pretty much must win for YoungNinjas. Otherwise, they are going to be economically banjaxed as Copenhagen Flames hit match point.
Lindsay. Rotating through outside here. Trying to catch out one of these players. Unable to do so as Jabby lays in wait in the smoke. BQ, does he expect this?
I mean, their feet are going to be seen, but BQ was shuffling around the utility, hopefully thinking, I can reset this smoke. No dramas. But they could not. Jabby was phased inside, lying in wait.
Fuzi. Going to be assisted by the information as Zyphon. He sees him. He's going to see Fuzi as well. That's the AWP taken out and the bomb.
The barrel has betrayed you. They knew exactly where the second player was as well. Now LNZ and ZTR, sure, they've made an aggressive land grab, and they may not be noted just yet. But the bomb is out of hand. The AWP is gone. This needs to be a huge clutch, and LNZ is going to start it off. ZTR, I think maybe. Completely unexpected here. Alas, the bomb's still out of their hands. Hooksy playing in the hunt. ZTR, faster move, and LNZ wins that one as well. Dignitas has to do it by themselves. However, this is about time, this is about frags, this is about power, and the power's in the hands of Dignitas, baby. ZTR is slain, and YoungNinjas, their economy is riggedy wrecked.
I'm really surprised Dignitas actually just doesn't hightail it out of there. With 9 seconds left, there may have been, I think, just enough time for YoungNinjas to get that plant, but they had to have made that decision instantaneously. They hesitate for but a moment, they lose the round. Copenhagen Flames now 15-7 up. Sure, it wasn't the most efficient way to win a round, but they do so nonetheless.
Oh, ZTR gets caught slowed by the bullets in the Molotov. Hooksy finishes a second, and YoungNinjas now not only have to do this mandatorily this round, it has to be 3 versus 5 as well. Smoke's lain down. That's almost all of the utility from YoungNinjas now used. 2 flashes and 1 smoke remain.
Well, thinking about this smoke, spots out Roy, but still unable to draw blood here. YoungNinjas, this may be a disappointing way to start your run in the Pinnacle Cup. First round of Swiss, about to be 16-7 on their opening map.
Rolf careful, taking their time up against Dignitas here. Through the window and through the sternum. The bullet don't stop, but the fun might. However, the fun doesn't have to stop. If you're betting in a safe and responsible manner and you're over 18 over at our partners Pinnacle, who give you the best odds for all the CSGO that's happening. Make sure you sign up with the code Welcome22, I believe. Fuzi, still alive, not just an AWPer, but for the moment, just the corpse. YoungNinjas slain on Nuke.
Hell of a game. YoungNinjas, they are, unfortunately, they falter as Copenhagen Flames, looking calm, cool and collected. So they emerge victorious and now move to what will be our secondary map. Now, it's a secondary map, remember, the map pick of YoungNinjas being Mirage.
Pinnacle Cup number 3 returns. We are in day number 1 of our main Swiss, and the odds from our partners over at Pinnacle heavily favour Copenhagen Flames.
That is uncomfortably one-sided, I won't lie. Remember at Pinnacle, though, they have some wonderful odds over at pinnacle.com/welcome, where you can sign up with Cup 22, just so we know, so they know that we're the ones who sent you, because they're just that awesome. Over to Copenhagen Flames, though, I've been able to stack the site correctly, just as Young Ninjas, they run in like lambs to the slaughter, Harry.
Copenhagen Flames, Kremer, just like Pinnacle, they are good.
Pinnacle are definitely good. So very established. And for LNZ,
oh my god,
he's pretty
LNZ
good as well.
Is also good. Hello, is that Mr. Pinnacle on the P250, counter-rotating while reloading Nikadors, catches them midway through. Copenhagen Flames win out the pistol round, but not as cleanly as we first thought.
No, they do inflict a bit of damage, but here's the thing. In taking the pistol round, you just gain that momentum, you gain that kind of forward trajectory, and you need to remember, right, we're going to churn out some stats a little bit early today.
Hello.
This map, which is, bear in mind that for Copenhagen Flames, they've played it the same amount of times as Young Ninjas. Young Ninjas actually winning more rounds on their T side. Copenhagen Flames, huge dependency on their CT side. So right now, both teams are on their favoured side, but Young Ninjas have shown that they can play either with a fairly high degree of skill.
Boost for days here. Roy going to be presented with plenty of targets. How many can they take down? Oh, every single one. Jabby gets a stab from the back. However, Roy picks up 3. The MP9 here should be easily able to take care of LNZ, who's already so low. And Kremer, that was an expected round. But you can always expect privacy, speed, and secure payment methods from our partners over at AstroPay. And of course, you can expect the highest tier peripherals, PC hardware, and monitors from our other partners over at MSI.
What's surprising for me is how 2 rounds have sculpted the odds so significantly. It went from 8-1 to 11-1 from a pistol round and an eco. We hit the full buy now for Young Ninjas. If this fails, then Copenhagen Flames are going to be riding a lot of momentum, particularly when you remember that they've just won a map.
Almost must win, psychologically. For the side of Young Ninjas, and of course, Fuzi has had to opt in to join them on the rifle buy, meaning that AWP could seem so far away in terms of the economy. Bloodless thus far. Smokes expended. Only 3 smokes now remain for Young Ninjas.
For now, it's going to be a difficult position now. Ninjas. The location kind of expected over by mid. Jabby spots out BQ, realizing that it's late and kind of delayed mid control from Young Ninjas. Copenhagen Flames with a pretty good gaugement as to where Young Ninjas have set their gaze. I've seen the mollies over in connector. I like the discipline from Jabby actually to just back off there.
Living to fight another day, anchoring on the B site instead alongside their compatriot in Huxi. Rolf is maybe going to challenge this, but at the moment still non-committal from the bomb. Okay. It's headed up to walkway, so it is going to be an A lean towards an execute. The bomb's going to be the last one to make it there. Could even be intercepted from the back if the timing could be found by Jabby, and that might turn everything around. But for now, the A site is going to be battled for. Zyphon at range beats out the AK with the MP9. What's going on right here, Kremer? It's all going wrong for the Young Ninjas. Despite your shinobi training, your dojo burns.
Copenhagen Flames, they are looking pretty good, Harry. Young Ninjas, this is a worrisome position to be in now. You're full buy, only killing kind of 1 maybe 2 players. Like, that's not where you want to be. You need at least 3 just to harm the economy and, well, ideally you want to win it. Pistols, bit of utility, the odd bit of armor. Remember, Young Ninjas, they go into this series without practice purely because BQ, he's been on the roster for a mere 3 days, Harry.
Remember, if you have opinions, and I know you guys in the chat have absolutely plenty of them, make sure you share them with those of us running the CCT channel. The CCT survey will be seen in chat and regular interviews. And if you want to impact how T2 tournaments are going to be run and presented, make sure that you answer those. Thank you very much.
Wonderful people. ZTR, this is a lovely flank actually through window. This could very well catch out HooXi. The question is, at range, can he finish off Jabby, which is going to be the harder opponent to shut down here, with the rest of the YoungNinjas looking to assault this B site.
Oh, HooXi's actually got a little bit of a whiff of him. Jabby might know as well, but ZTR still wins it even with HooXi knowing. Now Jabby in a 1 versus 5. The leveled pistols are going to be incredibly dangerous, and Fuzi finds the headshot. 1 shot, 1 kill. It's for Fuzi way, baby, and now BQ has leveled up with the M4. Nikados with that looted AK. Might have to hand this one on over. It's a swap.
A save here.
And a save. Interesting. This does deny YoungNinjas lootable weapons, which is very important. They should have access to a second rifle, though.
Copenhagen Flames, get the hell out of there. Saving 3 rifles to use. Bear in mind, their economy is already pretty good. There's actually a world here where this is intentional, because what it means is Nikados can drop an AK and bring out an AWP next round, where he knows Fuzi's going to have one purely because they won that round on an eco. They're going to have a lot of money, and it gives Nikados a chance to challenge Fuzi kind of straight off the bat. Bear in mind that on Nuke, they were relatively evenly matched. It was over on Copenhagen Flames. It was the riflers, particularly Roy and Zyphon, who were able to pick up the slack and then get that extra advantage over YoungNinjas.
Fuzi doesn't opt in for the AWP. They go for the full util buy with the AK. Interesting that they deny Fuzi the AWP, but hey, it is what it is. Jabby checks the underground. Any moles in here? Oh, that was a very anemic Molotov. I don't think that's exactly what they wanted, but Jabby, they want blood, and they are going to be given it, even if it is tainted with their own hemoglobins. That's a fun word to say.
That's a fun word, isn't it? Copenhagen Flames turning their attention once again to mid here. Roy does need to turn 180 to assist Zyphon here. Realizing YoungNinjas with a minute to toy with, going to be ready to assault the safe site. Flash out from ramp. Zyphon on the cross is going to see players to fight, and that smoke may get him a chance to even leave. Oh, even leave through CT.
An amazing molly bounce there clears out hell as well. Now Zyphon alone versus 3, all coming from the stairwell. However, they have been joined. Going to be 3 versus 3 on the site itself. Nikados, if they lose their life here, Fuzi won't be able to believe their luck if they can get their hands on that AK, but the AWP won't be found for now. Down to a 1 versus 1. The timing's good for HooXi. It is not ideal for Copenhagen Flames in terms of the cleanliness, and they can't even recover the AWP. That's going to have to be bought by Roy now.
That it will be, and
or HooXi.
Do we see the AWP get invested? Yes, we do. HooXi, his money does tank a bit, but HooXi, the IGL, looking to get his team through it. I quite like that. It's the IGL going, right, Nikados, don't do it again. There you go, have another chance. And against the fairly broken buy of YoungNinjas, I mean, Nikados gets quite a comfortable round to re-establish his dominance.
Only a pair of AKs here. Leveled amongst a menagerie of pistols. A zoo of different models, Kremer. A pistol museum, even. A showcase. I'm done with these words.
I appreciate it, though. Yeah, it's going through a thesaurus. See, South balcony. He knows that YoungNinjas in a default are right now looking for kills mainly, just so they can snowball with some AKs. While 2 is going to be enough to get an advantage, holding 1 is going to require a little bit more firepower. So HooXi, just a bit passive for the time being.
LNC directly smoked right here. It's lucky you can't hear coughing in CS, because their lungs would certainly be filled right now. But the bomb itself, meandering down mid, not going to be checked from the window. Fairly reserved and passive positions from Copenhagen Flames, as ZTR is likely going to see Zyphon very soon. Yep, there is for Silencer. Will the refrag be good? Nikados very aware that there are rifles on this side. They expected Nico, but they found themselves a danger. Bomb has been planted. Nikados might find ZTR. The timing simply isn't there. Kremer, it's heartbreaking.
Oh, no. Lucy makes noise as well. Rolf, he's now very aware of the fact that Ladder Room has lost control. But they don't peek. The discipline is perfect. Jabby, good for the first though. Nikidos chimes in. And Copenhagen Flames look like they're recovering.
Next one spotted. Jabby good on this. Nikidos not fast enough. Jabby still holding the defuse. And Hooksy's got the cover. I ain't buying you another AWP though, buddy. This one's going in for the long haul. Jabby's still holding it. Even without the defuse kit. Knew the timing well. Copenhagen Flames hit their 5th. And you know what, Kremer? I may have been whacking out the dictionary earlier.
Yeah.
Or the thesaurus, rather. But I don't need a thesaurus to tell you about our partners over at Pinnacle. So I've got 3 words for you.
What's that?
Good, poggers, and gooder. Because Pinnacle are pretty good when it comes to those betting odds. Make sure you sign up with code CUP22 to let them know that we sent you.
They are indeed the goodest of boys. As
They are certainly gooder.
They're certainly good at as Pinnacle. You can sign up with Cup22 just to over at temp.gg/welcome or pinnacle.com/welcome, where you can go check them out and see the wonderful services they provide. For Jabby, his service right now is providing a bullets to your cranium.
Be a rare one to opt into, but hey. I ain't gonna judge your tastes. Boozy's finally got this AWP in hand. Almost said AWB. What would the B stand for? Arctic Warfare. Bad boys. Oh, Rolf. He's a bad boy. Coming out from the underground. Taking up those who dwell above. The Daywalkers. They must fall.
Copenhagen Flames currently a man down. While they have been winning rounds, they haven't been clean at all, actually. And once again, YoungNinjas looking to set their gaze to B. A site that has garnered them the only round they've won thus far, so they might as well just try it again. Why not? We'll keep the consistency. Zyphon has been able to rotate to back site, though. He has an angle to work with. Zetiar, though, his position in short is going to be that to fear. As Nikidos is left in a 1v4. Prime time to save, Harry.
Good God, those sprays. Like the most insecure man at the fireman's convention. Oh, that one hurts. Nikidos taken down, and well, that's the AWP gone. No money to rebuy one of these. Even Nikidos, who's got the most money, is only at 4.6.
BQ is having a rough game. He's having a particularly rough game at the moment. Currently, James Bonding his way through the opening of Mirage.
Yeah. The new kid? Don't worry, he's our agent. We have enough ninjas. We need agents.
I guess a ninja agent sounds like a great movie title.
That's true. That's like a proper, like, late 90s, like, Hollywood
Yep,
B-movie.
with some really poor CGI.
BQ is Agent Ninja. He's both an agent of the British Crown who trained in a dojo. He's also a ninja.
Have we mentioned he's a ninja?
This summer. From a team that brought you Osama bin Zombie.
Let's see. In a 1 versus 4. Dives out from Palace. Crosses to connect, spots out a few players. That nade might be able to finish off one of them. That it does. Zyphon falls.
When it brings Jabby so low! LNZ.
That was a nuke.
What a throwing arm. BQ has been disqualified from Agent Ninja. Didn't follow COVID protocol on set. And so they've been fired. Unlucky. Luckily, they've got a backup job with YoungNinjas.
God, being a ninja really opens up the job market for you, doesn't it?
Really does.
Yeah.
Like it's a very diversification heavy career.
Yeah, allowing branches into all walks of life.
Yeah, you got to have at least a master's in sneaking though, which is takes a while. That's like a 70-year degree, dude.
Did you read BQ's dissertation on infiltration? Yes.
Bellissimo.
Yeah, honestly.
Groundbreaking in the academic field.
Honestly, I'll tell you now. It was a gift. It was a gift to Spycraft. It really was. As YoungNinjas currently 14-1. Certainly not a comfortable odds to work with. Pinnacle, though, rarely wrong, I've noticed.
That's because they're good, Kremer.
Because they are pretty good.
They got the good brains, the good data, and the good odds. Sign up using code CUP22.
YoungNinjas set up outside of A, ready to go for what is actually a bit of a contact play. Zyphon on the jump spot, sees him coming though, but already close to stairs. Dignitas, good for the opening. 4 on 5 now for the retake.
Oh, ZTR just jumped straight on there with the bomb plant. This is so fast. Took about, what, 12, 22 seconds to get in there and get the bomb planted. And the land grab on A. 3 players rotate around here through CT. Connector going to be unperturbed for the moment as the stack up of smokes obfuscates for vision. Fuzi's got themselves range to work with here, and Zyphon's able to beat out ZTR through the gap in the smoke. Now Rolf holds it close. Looking towards Dignitas. It's going to be difficult for him to ascertain the position here. Jabby might even be caught. But no. Dignitas is fast. Now it's down to Fuzi, the big boy, the man who might have to feel Device's shoes. But let me tell you, those boots, they're made for walking. And you're walking your way back to the spawn in a 7-2 just in the nick of time. Copenhagen Flames get the defuse.
I love the trust Copenhagen Flames had in Roy there. He sits on that bomb with a kid.
We're going to watch from over here.
All of them run off. not one stays. Copenhagen Flames. They sit 7-2 up. YoungNinjas now. Couple of AKs to wheel. There's the odd flash in the bank. The question is, what will they be able to do now to try and combat Copenhagen Flames?
I'm going to call upon their greatest asset. Agent Ninja.
Through the smoke. Damage being done. Flash out to top mid. Dignitas, the timing. Does it favour him here, though?
Need to look down. Oh, ZTR crept on under. The crab walk has served them well. I don't know if they were sure the AWP was there, though. Oh, Fuzi. Excellent assist, bro. Shame it was on the Copenhagen Flames kills.
You see, saw Rolf there
that's
in
a big
apps.
flash.
A flash more delays rather than prevents. They've even got Jabby there to assist, while YoungNinjas actually already on A. And actually so much so, ZTR already close to CT is really going to help get the control required to get this bomb down.
Fuzi is legitimately meters from their dream weapon, but does not spot it. Too worried about getting the plant here. Roy warded away. Rolf is going to activate on their lurk, and they still win that. Copenhagen Flames, their rifle play has not been as clean as it was on Nuke.
There's still a smoke for triple here in the hands of Jabby, so they could fake the ninja. Question is,
but no one understands ninjas like YoungNinjas.
That's true.
I've seen my father do this 1,000 times. Oh, the swing from ZTR is deadly. Sprays into the smoke. Jabby's so low. Fuzi wins that one, but do they know where the AWP is? I think it might well be grabbed here by Rolf. No. They just did not know that Dignitas had it when they died in Connector, I assume. They never got to take the shot.
What a round. What a round from the members of YoungNinjas there. And, I mean, for ZTR, it was all off the back of that opening. And so to highlight as well as in the last couple of rounds, BQ, retiring as an agent, was able to get a kill. So now he sits 1-0-10. More a binary.
Giving support player 101, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Does this now make him from a ninja into a, like, I'm not sure, low-end dev? Like...
I have to talk to the guidance counselor on the careers, you know.
You may be a ninja, but have you considered web development?
Coding's a valuable skill set. Dignitas back on the same stuff, different round. The AWP returns. Fuzi, they want that. Gimme, 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 gimme. Get up close. Try and make Dignitas have the big flicks.
Oh!
Oh, was that a no-scope leg through the smoke? Here's for CZ. Creeping, crawling, breaking, and brawling. Ooh, that rhymed. Zyphon with a double.
Copenhagen Flames, they went around, which they really didn't have much cash in at all, and hardly any equity to work with. But, Harry, you only need the AWP on Dignitas, and that itself is enough. Remember, these odds 17-1, if you want to capitalize on that, you can head over to pinnacle.com/welcome, where you can sign up with code CUP22 to let them know that we're the ones who sent you. Because, well, we're the ones who sent you, and I think that's only fair to get credit for
Don't
it.
lie, otherwise Santa's not going to be happy.
Yeah, that's true. Lawsuit will come in.
On your chest, bro.
Fuzi as well, the only man with an AK, absolutely ruined by that nade.
Just absolutely smacked in the gob with an HE. He ain't pretty no more. Neither is LNZ. The only way in which LNZ could be considered pretty now is as a modern art installation. This is a blood splatter meant to signify the prevalence of violence in our society.
Who'd have thought terrorism is usually accompanied by violence?
It's true, Kramer.
Yep.
It's a sad truth. And honestly, we as a species need to do better.
We do. We also really need to highlight the mortality rate in the terrorism industry. Frankly, it's not on.
Where are health and safety when you need them?
Exactly. I wanna see a where are the fire exits on Mirage, you know?
Well, fire exchanged, but not exiting, apart from the back of BQ's chest. Dignitas gets the end of that one, 9-3. Kramer, this is already a very good half for Copenhagen Flames, but can YoungNinjas bring themselves up to, well, the goal right now is a 6-9 to create a nice half.
Something tells me it may be a little bit one-sided than that. Copenhagen Flames are just beating YoungNinjas right now. It's not like YoungNinjas are doing anything wrong per se. They're just moving to sites, losing the Angels, and just being outclassed. And of course, when you go into a series without practice against a pro team, arguably one of the best teams in Tier 2, there's not just so much you can do, Harry. So you need anti-strats to go into this, and unfortunately for YoungNinjas, it just ain't happening. It ain't happening.
GTR. We have made a little bit of a line grab here. Annexing mid. That's another fun word. Unless you're being annexed, in which case it's not a fun word. But reserved positions from Copenhagen, they've rarely actually had a peek out through the window after those smokes have dissipated. They don't seem to check that angle very often. They prefer to wait on the secondary angles, the more reserved ones. And that's exactly what's happening here on A. There's the flash. Dignitas. Are they prepared? The timing here could be brutal. We're all broken down, and now the connector player is going to make their swing. A backstab, though, from Xiphon. I think they went up the ladder behind them, Kramer. Surprise! It's a me, Fragio. Speaking of Fragio, Dignitas, happy camper.
One very happy camper, having only died 4 times this whole map. Dare I say it,
He is more than half a cat right now.
He's got 3 other lives to throw at this. Like,
Cat
sorry.
has 9 lives.
9, not 7. I do apologise. I don't know where I got 7 from.
I'd like to think you knew they had 9 lives. You're just bad at math.
Thanks, Harry. So man who owns 2 kittens. I can tell you, right? I've learned that cats are so stupid they need more than 9 lives. Like, I think 9 is like a bare minimum for them. But that's a story for another time. Yeah, exactly. Xiphon sees the fairly heavy aggression onto A here. YoungNinjas going for another fairly fast round, while the on CT actually prevents their own aggression. And my worry for YoungNinjas is they get sights, but they don't really have anything past that. Right now, they're just going to be bled dry by utility. They have to push somewhere. They choose to push Dignitas, which is brave, to say the least.
I mean, Fuzi now has access to an AWP. Could be blown away by that HE. Here we go. Fuzi, AWP in hand. 1 versus 4 clutch. Easy, never mind. Fuzi's just been defusing this entire time. You guys can deal with that. I trust you.
Here's some noise over there. I need to focus, please.
Guys, I'm defusing a bomb. Clear comms.
A literal bomb. As rather than, I guess, a metaphoric one.
The bomb was in all of us.
Pinnacle, rated the odds 33-1. You can have over to pinnacle.com/welcome or pinnacle.com/odds. Both of the links work. You can sign up with Cup22 to go show Pinnacle that we're the ones who sent you, because that's how you get more Pinnacle Cups.
Speaking of bombs being in us, did you ever play that, do you remember a playable demo for Metal Gear Solid 5? I think it was called Ground Zeroes or something.
No?
I will not share the details as it's quite gory, but there is a bomb inside someone.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And you get to see it being removed.
There's a, have you played the, it's not V, is it VR? It's a Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Oh, yes, I have played that. I played that with Briggsy, actually.
That's an amazing game.
I'm quite an anxious person, so it doesn't work great for me.
Oh, God.
It's still pretty fun.
That's beeping! Stop it from beeping!
Alright. Dignitas continues to stare out into the abyss. Into the connector. And so too Fuzi will fall. Change over to a fresh AK. That last one was heavily used. eBay lied to me.
Rolf holds Nuke's seat. And he swings out. While Messi from Rolf has to switch to the Glock here instead, switches to a teammate's weapon.
Take that instead. Dignitas. They're going to have their AWP recovered, but it doesn't really matter. That's the end of the half. And YoungNinjas, they didn't really get the chance to buy Fuzi the AWP much, but on the CT side, maybe things will be turned around a little bit. Maybe their fortunes will be different. Of course, if you're looking to buy an AWP in CS, you can't do it using our partners over at AstroPay, but you can buy pretty much anything else using our partners over at AstroPay for secure and private payments online.
This is a really difficult position to be in for YoungNinjas. They lose this pistol round, and it's pretty much over for them. Copenhagen Flames using their utilities just get to top mid. Molly's deployed, LNZ. Fairly wary of that Molly. Not that it matters, though. He's able to garner an opening regardless.
Jabby pierces through the smoke, goes directly on top of LNZ, but LNZ ain't in the mood for cuddles, mate. This is my no-no square. And the no-no square is brutally presided over by the YoungNinjas right now. Dignitas alone with a Glock. Full health at least, but no armor. And that means Fuzi can tear through them with no problems with the USP body shots.
Copenhagen Flames now. Here's the thing, they have such a lead, they can lose they can really lose kind of 2 or 3 buy rounds before they even have to sweat a little bit. And I mean, that comfort is going to be hard to break for YoungNinjas. Yes, they won the pistol round, sure, they're going to get the follow-up eco, but it just won't matter. It just won't matter. As Copenhagen Flames, they actually go fairly passive for the time being.
I mean, admittedly, for YoungNinjas, this was the worst possible draw going into the main Swiss. Copenhagen Flames are the highest rated team that we have in the entirety of the Pinnacle Cup. The next highest is Skade, who Copenhagen Flames have recently beat over in Pinnacle Winter Series. Pardon me, I had a hiccup.
Now, BQ currently having, I mean, is this a better game? 3 of 15. Better than it was, sure, but it's certainly ain't comfortable.
BQ tucks into hell. But it's a fairly wide default. Look at this position, though, from LNZ. That's going to gather a lot of information. But Roy still wins that up close with a Glock. How did this happen? The looted weapon confiscated. Typhon still got one in hand as they play within the window. LNZ now is leveled against so many players, and the combined arms fire is too much to bear. Rolf with the grabby hands gets the M4 out of there, but Copenhagen Flames somehow stole this one away. An M4 and a FAMAS in hand, up against only BQ, who's had themselves a weak game thus far, it's fair to say, and it continues to be so as Jabby puts them in the grave. Now up against a trio of looted rifles. Rolf might be forced to just save here.
What do Copenhagen Flames change? What do they need to change?
They looked behind them.
They eco YoungNinjas here. Rolf, This has got to be so crushing for him. Peeks out. I mean, he sees them against unarmored opponents. It's winnable, but timing ain't a great mistress, and he's only got 16 HP to play with.
No utility almost out of Copenhagen Flames, at least, so they can't blow Rolf away with something like an HE. With the USP, though, Rolf simply built different. Look who's wrapped around the back, though. It should be an easy lineup for Hooksy, and it is. The M4 will be recovered. That's going to be Copenhagen Flames stealing it away on what I believe was a full eco of just Glocks.
A full eco. Glocks. Nothing more.
That is an odd right there, Kremer.
That is indeed an odd. 82 to 1. Remember, Pinnacle, these guys are pretty good. You can head over to pinnacle.com/welcome or pinnacles.com/live odds, where you can see the odds from almost everything happening at Pinnacle. Remember to sign up with Cup 22, where you can at least tell them, lovely people at Pinnacle, that you too think they're good.
Yeah. Use code Cup22 and say, Ugdane Kremer said you're good.
And if you sign up, that doesn't make just Pinnacle good. It makes you good as well.
That makes you lawful good.
Go for some aggression here, Jabby. Does he spot it? No, he doesn't. The timing. That's heartbreaking. YoungNinjas now with a lot of control here. Does BQ overextend here is my question.
It's only a CZ. At this range, it might work out well, and indeed it does. The machine pistol rapid fires into Jabby, and rewarded with an upgrade to the AK. BQ, big playmaker. But Dignitas, always the big boy on the field. Copenhagen Flames have to be careful not to be intimidated by these pistols.
Xiphon, in apps, spots out Rolf, actually takes a fair bit of damage there. And will back off, accompany the bomb, and potentially there's the option to go through mids. Bear in mind, they know they're against kind of Deagles, the one saved AK, which probably hasn't left A. So they have a pretty good idea as to what's to come. Instead, they allow this to be a bit of a fake, as with 30 seconds left, they're ready to assault this B site, and look at the YoungNinjas rotation. They don't expect this at all.
The read is bad. Like a fourth grader trying to get through 50 Shades of Grey. Simply not appropriate reading. ZTR now moves in. I believe that's a 5-7 in hand already. So much damage taken. Tucked in behind the pillar. The pistol has been seen. Xiphon moves out to try and intercept anyone who would come and challenge. And it's LNZ on the other side with the Deagle. We know that LNZ can be bloody accurate. And Xiphon is battered, bruised, bloodied, and reduced. The YoungNinjas. This one might be the save call. They do have an AK. Pair of Deags head armor as well on Rolf, which might be important.
It very well could be as LNZ. Deagle in hand, spots out Xiphon, tries to at least make Xiphon die to the bomb. Unfortunately, Xiphon may have been able to get away. It's kind of close, but he should be safe. The Copenhagen Flames go 14-4 up Harry.
I mean, for YoungNinjas, it's just heartbreaking in that how are they supposed to recover from getting Glock slapped?
How do you? Genuinely, how do you? Right now, this is looking really quite worrisome.
The money.
Yeah. This is really quite worrisome. As YoungNinjas, they go for a double scout buy. I don't like the fact YoungNinjas are buying here.
Well, you don't like the double scout? You gotta believe, Kremer. You just gotta believe.
I don't like buying when you're 14-4 down. I'd rather see them play for overtime.
Hooksy. Takes some damage from a nade, not much more than that. And Hooksy's happy to just move on forward because they know they're probably gonna be up against players who don't have head armor, and the MAC-10 is not the most dangerous weapon to put into the enemy's hands when you are completely armored and you can fight at range with the rest of your team's rifles. A shared smoke, a shared flash as well. Xiphon takes out ZTR. As the scouts begin to level their gaze upon those who would progress into A. A first miss given. Dignitas checks the back, but no one's going to be there, as it's a mono-directional defense here from the YoungNinjas. The cover for the plant should be good. Jabby flashed off the angle for now, so Xiphon has a moment of panic. And then Jabby, I believe they saw all three there. Roy has fallen down to an HE, but still it's only scouts. And those scouts, they may well have done some reconnaissance and grabbed some information. But the bonus of that information was pain delivered readily. Copenhagen Flames hit 15. Match and series point.
For now, a very difficult position to be in if you are one of the members of Copenhagen, or if YoungNinjas, you're Copenhagen Flames, you're on cloud 9 right now. This is a perfect position to be in. 15-4 up, you've got all the momentum going in your favor. On top of the fact as well, you've got yourself with YoungNinjas on a really, really dire buy. This is not where you want to be if you're on any team, frankly.
Boosties for Rolf. Applying the head glitch from Molotov's going to do some significant damage. And LNZ burns for it as well. Smokes are dissipated. Handed out, looking over to the MP9. Fuzi got the drop onto Jabby, who overcommitted there when it came to the flick. One of the first times we've seen Jabby actually show imprecise aim. A little bit of a jump scare. However, it is evened up, and more than that, YoungNinjas. They can grab themselves some upgrades, but they can't resurrect their fallen comrades. In a 3 versus 4, the bomb is sprinting its way over towards A. Secured at the moment by Hooksy, flanked by Fuzi. Goes up high, blown on down. Hooksy's so clean with those, and LNZ now with the Premier weapon, but not the Premier HP. 18 tries to stop the plant with the HE. Zyphon stabs him from the back. It's all down to Fuzi. The boy who could, with an MP9. He who would sit within the shoes of the Legends device would keep YoungNinjas from oblivion, but oblivion claims its man.
What's a game from Copenhagen Flames there? I mean, bearing in mind that they were sent here kind of off the back of a loss to Heroic. They needed something to recover with, and they do so by dominating YoungNinjas. What a performance that was, Harry.
It was fantastic consistency from the side of Copenhagen Flames. We did see a little bit of a slip in their rifle play over on Mirage. Maybe there was a touch less consistency there. Even though the scoreline was technically better, I felt that on Nuke we saw a lot more rounds where there was massive damage done to YoungNinjas, even when they were winning. However, it wasn't just Copenhagen Flames that is performing admirably today, so too are our wonderful partners over at MSI and AstroPay, and of course at Pinnacle, where you can sign up using the code CUP22 to let them know that we've sent you. The main Swiss round 1, Kremer, is not over just yet today. I believe we still have 0-0 Nation going up again.
BLUEJAYS.
BLUEJAYS. Oh, man. BLUEJAYS.
That's a bigger one.
They have a lot to make up to me. I've predicted for them a lot, and they have continually let me down, but we'll see if my BLUEJAYS fandom can be resurrected after this break.
Let's have a look at a break for a moment. That match is going to be about an hour or so. So you look forward to that. We'll be back in about an hour with that 0-0 Nation game versus BLUEJAYS. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
Paying online with AstroPay is really simple. From the merchant site, choose AstroPay as your payment option. Then, type your mobile number, enter the confirmation code, and select your preferred payment method. If you choose to pay with AstroPay Wallet, good for you, select it and you are ready. If you choose another payment option, follow the steps on screen. Your online payment is completed. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.